Hey, we getting videos. We getting twerk videos. Hey, listen. Hey, we got prizes. Let's get back to the work, man.
Oh, dude, you got the first video, huh? Okay, brother.
No, I was just trolling. You know what I'm saying? Antonio Banks, salute, man. Dola, man. Damu Kiwe, salute. Debbie does Deuce. Listen, it's nothing like that with me and Debbie. Though she might fantasize about having a brim snake, that's not my intentions. You know what I'm saying? Honestly, she doesn't make enough money. I'm kind of like a high maintenance a whore, you know what I'm saying? When I slang.
Oh, wow. Did this nigga just say she wants the brim? Y'all are too much.
That was wild.
Y'all wild, bro.
The old folks always say that the white folk fear intelligent alpha black men with morals. ATH. Listen, bro, you best believe that. And my life will always be in danger. But you know what's crazy? I was born struggling for my life. I've always been in danger. We melanated already. We always in danger every time you go outside. So, you know, it's going to come when it comes. I'm not trying to run into a bullet, but I ain't finna live my life like a pussy, you know what I'm saying, in fear of it coming sooner rather than later. You know what I'm saying? Napo 52K. Yael dropped some music. Interesting where it's at. All major platforms. Link is in the chat right now. Matter of fact, we finna take a brief intermission just because you acting like you don't know. Bro. Oh, it's gonna start back over while we go through the chat. Because we gonna go through this chat real quick. Let that song play. Hit that like button. Share. S.O.I.M been cooking for real, much respect. Y'all acting like y'all ain't did nothing. Big God, what up, bro? Shout out to the D. Detroit in the business.
I'm a day one from my section. It ain't nothing you can tell, cause I stay dangerous and keep a weapon. Cause I'm a real one from my set. I'm a day one from my section. I went for T's, I was there in them trenches. I'm TTG, I was trying to go get it. That know me, know I'm with the business. Don't go back and forth with no nigga like tennis. If you from the hood, why you acting all timid? It's rap cap and they gon' pretend. Live what I rap what I live. You a day one.
Oh, what up, Memphis? I didn't know that was you. Evelyn, what up?
You can tell, I stay dangerous and keep a weapon.
I've been around and I done went hard. The Sharky locals having meetings in his backyard. They don't know about this shit that I done been through. Facts. It's talking all that shit, but we don't know him. We don't know you. I put some money on my stones. One day we went to jail, I bought all his kid clothes. My nigga, like you say, we can't beef over no hoes. Every car I done drove, my day one then drove. That's facts.
I'm a day one from my section. It ain't nothing you can tell.
All major platforms. Yael, featuring Joe Moses and Coyote.
Just got off the phone with my dog, he said the feds watch. Gotta watch the circle, you keep the streets gossip. You know that they hate to see racks in your pocket. Chains with gold watches, Dickies real fly.
Dickies, but it look like I just got it from Rodeo. I can blow a check, but I'd much rather stack and lay low. Post up with a baddie, mold of mine like it's Play-Doh. And now she on my payroll, addicted to the Fago.
From
my section, it ain't nothing you can tell. I stay dangerous and keep a weapon. Cause I'm a real one from my set. I'm a day one from my section.
So there goes the answer. Did Yael drop some new music? Yeah, he dropped a single. You know what I'm saying? We gonna nick and cut your ass up. And it got traction. Salute to Yael for getting that thing over 2,000 views just on YouTube alone. You know what I'm saying? The promotion and the marketing will be coming as that is the first single. And we got plans for that one. It's already getting the right reception. I'm curious to know was Spiderloak request honored? Oh wow! So you guys want to know whether we reinstated his status as the Damu Kiwe conversation? Not so much. You can't give information of a crime to law enforcement or ex-law enforcement. That's just not our get down, you know what I'm saying? In fact, we stand totally against such. So yeah, he was never reinstated, you know what I'm saying? Edgar Moore, salute. 40 Water need to get on that one. Oh, Dollar Man, they done sent some. Let me get back to the content though. I've been, you know what I'm saying, messing around, messing with Yael, you know what I'm saying? But look, the racketeering conspiracy, beginning no later than in or around 2010 and continuing to on or about March 19th, 2025 in Los Angeles County within the Central District of California and elsewhere. Defendants Henley, Robinson, and Martin, and others known and unknown to the grand jury, each being a person employed by and associated with the Big U enterprise, an enterprise engaged in and the activities of which affected interstate and foreign commerce, knowingly and intentionally conspired to violate Title 18 United States Code Section 1962C, that is, to conduct and participate directly and indirectly in the conduct of the affairs of the Big U enterprise through a pattern of racketeering activity as that term is defined in Title 18 United States Code Sections 1961-1 and 1961-5, which pattern of racketeering consisted of A, multiple acts involving murder, chargeable under Nevada Revised Statute sections, kidnapping, chargeable under Nevada Revised Statutes. Both of those are referring to the death of R.W., right? Robbery, chargeable under California Penal Code sections 211. Extortion, chargeable under California Penal Code section 518. Multiple acts indictable under Title 18 relating to wire fraud, Title 18, 1344 related to financial institution fraud, Title 18, Section 1951 relating to interference with commerce, robbery, or extortion, Title 18 U.S. Code Section 2421 relating to interstate transportation for the purpose of prostitution. They just really want to assassinate that man character. Listen, how many of y'all? Well, that's another room. We need to get the women together and see how many will admit that they have slung that meat to a broad that wasn't their girl or their wife. You know what I'm saying? And you do it away from where your wife. So if I go to Vegas, you know what I'm saying, and I know businessmen who do their trips specifically in Vegas so that they can fuck women without, you know what I'm saying? But that's another topic. It was part of the conspiracy that each defendant agreed that a co-conspirator would commit at least 2 acts of racketeering in the conduct of the affairs of the Big U enterprise. In furtherance of the conspiracy and to accomplish its objects on or about the following dates, defendant Henley, Robinson, and Martin, together with others known and unknown to the grand jury, committed and willfully caused to be committed various overt acts within the Central District of California and elsewhere, including but not limited to the following. Defendant Henley and Robinson drove from Los Angeles to Las Vegas, where defendant Henley kidnapped and murdered victim R.W., a unique music artist whom defendant Henley believed had disrespected the Big U enterprise. 8. Defendant Henley arranged for victim R.W. to record at a music studio in Las Vegas and then confronted victim R.W. for lack of production. Overt act number 1. In January 2021, defendant Henley, using his influence and reputation and the influence and reputation of the Big U Enterprise, arranged for victim RW to record music at a studio owned by a Grammy-winning producer, the producer, in Las Vegas, Nevada, the studio. So they want to call Marty Marl known as the Grammy-winning producer. What about cokehead, pimp nigga, convicted pimp, convicted snitch, who was harboring and bringing in trafficking illegal animals, right? They found all kind of weird animals and shit, camelots and shit in this dude house. Overt act number 2, accusing Big U and the Big U Enterprise. In January 2021, at defendant Henley's direction, KF, an employee of Unique Music, arranged for victim RW's air travel to Las Vegas on January 19, 2021, and expected return to Los Angeles on January 26, 2021. Overt act number 3. In January 2021, at defendant Henley's direction, KF also arranged for victim RW's lodging at an Airbnb in Las Vegas. The Airbnb also from January 19, 2021 to January 26, 2021, so that victim RW could record music at the studio on behalf of Unique Music. Overt act number 4. On January 23rd, 2021, defendants Henley and Robinson drove from Los Angeles to Las Vegas in a Lexus sedan. The sedan to confront victim RW about his lack of production in the studio. Overt act number 5. On January 24th, 2021, at approximately 2 o'clock a.m., defendant Henley arrived at the Airbnb in the sedan and asked victim RW why victim RW had not been at the studio the previous day, wasting studio time and disrespecting Unique Music and the Big U Enterprise. Right? B. Defendant Henley kidnapped and murdered victim RW for perceived disrespect to the Big U Enterprise. Overt act number 6. On January 24th, 2021, defendants Henley and Robinson arrived in the sedan at the studio where victim RW was scheduled to record a song. Overt act number 7. On January 24th, 2021, at the direction of defendant Henley, victim RW recorded the song at the studio before midnight. Overt act number 8. On January 25th, 2021, at approximately 12:58 a.m., defendant Henley's 2 phones stopped reporting location data indicating that they were turned off or placed in airplane mode while in the vicinity of the studio. Overt act number 9. On January 25th, 2021, defendant Henley drove victim RW from the studio to the Airbnb in the sedan. Overt act number 10. On January 25th, 2021, at approximately 1:20 a.m., victim RW left the Airbnb with his suitcase packed and entered the sedan with defendant Henley one day before victim RW's scheduled checkout from the Airbnb and one day before victim RW's return flight to Los Angeles. Overt act number 11. On January 25th, 2021, defendant Henley drove victim RW north of Las Vegas on Interstate 15 near the Apex Regional Landfill. Overt act number 12. On January 25th, 2021, defendant Henley drove south on Interstate 15 back to Las Vegas. Overt act number 13. On January 25th, 2021, at approximately 2:15 in the morning, defendant Henley's 2 phones both began reporting location data again, indicating that they were turned on or taken out of airplane mode while defendant Henley was continuing to drive south from Interstate 15 to US 95 back to Las Vegas. Overt act number 14. on January 25th, 2021, at approximately 2:20 a.m., defendant Henley called defendant Robinson, who was still at the studio. Overt act number 15, on January 25th, 2021, at approximately 2:30 in the morning, defendant Henley returned to the studio, telling an employee at the studio that he had gone to the gym. Overt act number 16, on January 25th, 2021, victim RW's body was found off Interstate 15 in an area depicted below with multiple gunshot wounds to the head. And I guess this is the how the area looked, where they said that they found the RW's body. You know what I'm saying? And I see these little yellow things. I don't know if that was the area, the exact area, but it was somewhere in that area. C, Big U Enterprise members and associates attempted to cover up the murder. Overt act number 17. On January 25th, 2021, defendant Henley contacted the producer to inform him that Nevada homicide detectives will be interviewing the producer about the death of victim RW. So, producer Marley Marl is saying that Big U contacted him and told him on the 25th, right? Ain't that the day that the body was yeah, that's the day that the body was found, right? Defendant Henley contacted the producer to tell him that Nevada homicide detectives would be interviewing the producer about the death of victim RW. Overt act number 18. On January 26, 2021, defendant Henley contacted the producer and demanded that the producer and his employees leave the studio premises. So the next day, he told him that he needed to leave the studio premises. Overt act number 19, on January 26, 2021, at defendant Henley's direction, Big U Enterprise associate DS and others known and unknown to the grand jury removed portions of the security system from the studio, including security video and data from the time victim RW and defendants Henley and Robinson were present at the studio prior to victim RW's murder. Overt act, what day did they do that? Okay, they said the next day, but I thought that's the day that he told them the police was coming that day. So anyway, overt act number 20. On January 27, 2021, at approximately 10 o'clock p.m., KF asked the Airbnb owner if there were cameras on the property. So KF, who is, I guess, some kind of secretary or something for Unique, asked the Airbnb owner if there were cameras on the property. Right? So that's one thing. Hold on. Let me pull this dude back up. It's getting kind of chilly, man. That's why I'm had to cover my mouth, man. What is it? Hold it down 1 second, y'all. Let them know where they at.
Man, you already know y'all sitting in one of the hottest lives on YouTube, one of the dopest rooms on Clubhouse. If you don't know, you know, man. Hey, listen, make sure you comment, like, subscribe, get active in the chat. Make sure you put the chucks and the stars. You know why? Y'all know who we are. Hey, man, Deuce Sims the Don, Yael the Keyway Pop Star, Keyway Conversations.
Oh, yeah, man. Nigga, it's cold as a mother out here right now. I ain't got it on no socks. I put my beanie on, my thing, that air blowing in. Shit, let's go. All right, now I'm gonna be a little bit warm. Okay, let's go. Back to the content. So, bam. On January 27, 2021, KF directed the owner of the account that he used to book victim RW Airbnb not to speak with law enforcement about victim RW's murder. Overt act number 22. On February 3rd, 2021, KF falsely told law enforcement that he did not know the address of the studio and did not have the phone number for or any way to contact defendant Henley. Overt act number 23. On December 31st, 2022, on an intercepted call, defendant Henley explained his motivation for committing murders on behalf of the Big U enterprise, stated, "What you guys see on the internet, y'all keep hearing other people who don't have nothing to talk about but sell. Let me explain something to you. If I would have had a problem with any man, color, creed, king, or kind, the issue would have been resolved and he wouldn't be here or I wouldn't be here. It ain't no kid, nothing. And it damn near nobody who been in this motherfucker longer than me can stand against me and be who I am. If I had a problem with any man, and this wouldn't be so funny to me, I'm still who they say I am." Listen, my nigga, sometimes you gotta bluff them to the. If you can bluff them, you can beat them. CS2 back say a whole lot more than that. I ain't seen him getting indicted, but hey, let's go. And we know he a pussy, but I guess they believe Big U the truth. You know what I'm saying? Big U enterprise members and associates attempted to evade law enforcement and control and intimidate witnesses to the murder. Overt act number 24. On February 14, 2023, to evade law enforcement interaction regarding victim RW's murder, defendant Henley's wife, S.H., falsely informed detectives that defendant Henley did not live at his residence full time. Overt act number 25. On February 14, 2023, on an intercepted call after speaking with detectives, S.H. called defendant Henley from defendant Henley's father's phone to warn defendant Henley that detectives were seeking to discuss victim RW's murder with defendant Henley. And defendant Henley asked how many officers were there. Overt act number 26. Beginning on February 14, 2023, to evade law enforcement interaction regarding victim RW's murder, defendant Henley did not return to his residence for multiple days. Overt act number 27. On February 14, 2023, to evade law enforcement, this the same day, interaction regarding victim RW's murder, defendant Henley switched cars with defendant Robinson. Right? Overt act number 28. On February 14, 2023, on an intercepted call, defendant Henley called defendant Martin to schedule a meeting to discuss victim RW's murder and evading law enforcement. Overt act number 29. On February 14, 2023, on an intercepted call, defendant Henley called DS to discuss victim RW's murder. Overt act number 30. On February 16, 2023, on an intercepted call, defendant Henley told DS that defendant Henley was traveling to Las Vegas the following day where the producer was located. Hey, move. Right? Overt act number 31. On February 21st, 2023, on an intercepted call, defendant Henley ordered his son not to talk to anyone about victim RW's murder. Overt act number 32. On February 21st, 2023, on an intercepted call, defendant Henley told S.H. to call KS' mother, but to do so on an encrypted FaceTime application to discuss victim RW's murder. Overt act number 33. On February 21st, 2023, on an intercepted call, defendant, hold on, let me see. On an intercepted call, defendant Henley told S.H. to be careful what she discussed on the phone regarding victim RW's murder. Overt act number 34. On February 21st, 2023, on intercepted calls, defendant Henley arranged meetings with defendant Martin and Robinson. On overt act number 35, on February 23rd, 2023, as captured on a hidden recording device, surreptitiously placed inside under the hood muscle car, and after law enforcement attempted to contact defendants Henley and Martin, defendant Henley speculated whether they were under law enforcement surveillance for victim RW's murder. 2. For years, members and associates of the Big U enterprise extorted victims through actual and threatened force, violence, fear, and intimidation. Before we get into that, let's get back into the chat. Y'all hit that like button, man. We cooking right now. I did get some emails. But I want to get through this chat. Everybody that's in the chat, you know what I'm saying? Salute to y'all. Salute to everybody that's on Clubhouse. If you're on Clubhouse and you got a beam, make sure that you regulating the chat, free to chat where it's at. Anybody comes off their microphone, put them down in the chat. If they want to come back up, let them up. If they do it twice, boot their ass up out of the thing. So we got Block Dollar Music. Let's see what they got real quick, right? Y'all tell me what y'all think about this beat. You know what I'm saying? Let's see what we got with that. All I gotta say, crazy. Oh, they got rapping on there. We don't need no rapping. Hold on. Oh shit. They destroyed the. Oh, that's crazy. Nasty work, bro. All right, yeah, I got that. So they done destroyed the video of CS2 back in Texas. You know what I'm saying? When he was pulled over. This is what they saying. Give Gino a line and you all be good. Pete's gonna have to compete. Hey, they count him out, ain't got shit to prove. Salute my brother. Miss Lisa, what up? Mike B, what up? Drew V, what up? Y'all just communicating. Y'all ain't even talking about the case, huh? FCS2 back right ass. If two people on the same case identify you as the confidential source, your ass told. Simple and plain. Stevie Wonder can see that. Bro, yeah, that's how that go. And the paperwork. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, he's definitely CS2 back. These nuts, these nuts gonna make sure y'all know it if I don't. These nuts gonna ride CS2 back till his casket, and then he gonna make sure he go graffiti that mug and put that on there. Y'all hear with Coochie backtracking last night? A Wack Coochie? Man, ain't no backtracking, bro. You done already implicated this man in multiple crimes. You orchestrated. Eggy Egg, what up? Egg exclusive content, salute. You know what I'm saying? You done already implicated this man after orchestrating meetings of all the cooperating witnesses and informants on your phone, nigga. 2 days in a row, nigga, knowing that they were going to be talking about your number one op. Nasty work, bro. You know what I'm saying? Now we see why Wack was interested with hanging with Tekashi 69. Right. SBGB got some man putting him up and some shit. It's a lot of people over there. He got some man putting him up. Why are y'all come over here promoting that dude? Hey, Nevia, the next time you come up in here and you promoting that clown, you going to be getting kicked up out of here. Don't come over here promoting somebody else while we live. That's weird. Old ass Steffi Weffy, what up? Hold on. Hey, 6-0, come on up real quick. I don't know who you is, bro. You say you want to say something, cause what?
Yeah, man, you know, this stuff is filled all the way out here in Nashville. You know, they got the feds out this way stacking up a lot of individuals because, you know, Big U had ties with Young Buck. So Young Buck's entourage is being investigated in a lot of ways. So, you know, this shit kind of filled way down here in the South. in other states. Like I got other homies, you know, like in Atlanta, South Carolina, North Carolina, talking about how the feds is just storming and just hitting up all the spots. You know, I got about like 5 of my homeboys locked up right now behind this case, man. You know, when Big U first came out here in Nashville, I kind of kept my distance from him, you know, because I kept getting bad vibes off of him. But yeah, this situation is still all the way in the South. So that's all I had to say, brother. Appreciate that.
Hey, nah, man, appreciate that information, man. You know, salute to those brothers that's over there. Quazo 36, what's up with you, big guy? Oh, man, I'm small potatoes now, man. You know, I live in Madison, Wisconsin. I don't rob banks no more. I don't sell drugs. I don't gang bang against my ops. You know what I'm saying? I'm just a YouTube podcaster and somebody that works with a multi-million-dollar company, man. That's it, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm a salesman, man. You know what I'm saying? That's it, bro. You know, but let's get back into the content. You know what I'm saying? This is some nasty work. All right, overt act number 36. For years, Henley extorted victim one, a music and club promoter who transitioned into a partnership with an unlicensed marijuana dispensary located in Los Angeles, the dispensary. So this is Dale, the long tail rat, right? He's victim one, the one that Wack put on the phone with the person he knew claimed that he had robbed him in his dispensary, right? And he knew because he probably the one that sent Luce Cannon up in there. But in any event, they're saying this dude joined a partnership with Big U at some point, but they're claiming he's extorting them at the same time. This is nasty work. For up to $25,000 per month in extortion fees until victim one started to ignore defendant Henley's calls. Overt act number 37. On July 5th, 2021, when victim one had been ignoring defendant Henley's calls, demanding extortion payments, defendant Robinson, Big U, how they gonna differentiate if it's extortion payment if these niggas got business together and this nigga owe this nigga some money because of their partnership? This gonna be they gonna have a problem with this. Big U Enterprise member and self-proclaimed Rolling 60s member Termaine Ashley Williams, aka Luce Coochie Cannon, aka Luce Bows, aka Loose Lips Ashley, right? And approximately 9 other individuals, all acting at defendant Henley's direction, traveled to the dispensary and committed a robbery. Overt act number 38. On July 5th, 2021, defendant Robinson, Williams, and others known and unknown to the grand jury stole products, cash, and multiple personal items from those in the dispensary, including victim one. Overt act number 39. On July 5th, 2021, shortly after the robbery of victim one's dispensary, defendant Henley invited victim one to defendant Henley's home, where defendant Henley, Williams, and other robbers were present, and many of the items robbed from the dispensary were on display. Overt act number 40. On July 5th, 2021, at defendant Henley's home with the robbers and the items robbed from victim one's dispensary present, defendant Henley told victim one, "That's how you rob yourself." That shit sound like a nigga owed this nigga some money and the nigga was ignoring him and nigga he went and took what was his and then invited the nigga over there to tell him about it. Nigga, why you playing with my money? But they're going to say it was a robbery and extortion. Okay, but they were business partners. That's crazy. All right, overt act number 41. On July 5th, 2021, at defendant Henley's home with the robbers and the items robbed from victim one's dispensary present, defendant Henley returned a portion of the robbery proceeds to victim one and told victim one that he would need to pay $10,000 to prevent future robberies. Overt act number 42. On July 5th, 2021, at defendant Henley's home, with the robbers and the items robbed from victim one's dispensary present, defendant Henley directed victim one to identify other marijuana businesses that they could similarly rob and offered to provide victim one with a portion of the robbery proceeds from targets victim one identified. Overt act number 43. On November 11, 2022, on an intercepted call, defendant Henley and Big U Enterprise member and self-proclaimed Rolling 60 member Zaire Mitchell, aka Brick Baby, coordinated how Mitchell would give defendant Henley the proceeds from a robbery that Mitchell committed. Overt act. So that now they said they got a wiretap of Big U charging Brick Baby for some money on a lick he passed on. I don't know if it was a legal lick. Oh no, they said a robbery, right? Overt act number 44. On November 11th, 2022, and in intercepted calls and text messages while defendant Henley talked with Big U, Enterprise associate Frederick Blanton Jr., Blanton, and defendant Robinson to help defendant Henley collect from Mitchell's associates. Blanton said they robbed the nigga for some shit. They made a nigga call his plug and then they booked him, to which defendant Henley responded, I'm gonna grab half of whatever he got them. I'm gonna give it to Vay and Vay can bring the rest to you. Overt act number 45. On November 11, 2022, in an intercepted call, defendant Henley can be heard count money and stating that it ain't nothing but 2 to 3 racks, to which Blanton responded, Brick Baby said it was supposed to be between 5 to 7. Man, gotta make that call out to Brick, man. Overt act number 46. On March 3rd, 2023, on an intercepted call, defendant Henley described the modus operandi of the Big U Enterprise robberies, which included robbing individuals but not taking everything from them so that they could continue to work, be robbed, identify other robbery targets, and buy the stolen items back from the Big U Enterprise. Defendants, they said they got that on wiretap where Big U is incriminating himself. Defendants Henley and Robinson continued to extort victim one and others. Overt act number 47. On July 9th, 2021, defendant Robinson tasked victim one with identifying additional robbery victims for defendants Henley and Robinson. Overt act number 48. On July 9th, 2021, defendant Robinson told victim one that although victim one had paid a portion of his extortion debt to defendant Henley, victim one had not paid all of it. Overt act number 49. On August 6, 2021, to intimidate victim one, defendant Robinson told victim one, trying to lick somebody that ain't even hard. You all this shit is just, this ain't working, man. I'm like, man, I'm in the wrong business, homie. Overt act number 50. On September 2nd, 2021, defendant Henley told victim one that any proceeds victim one received from a separate business owner must be paid to defendant Henley. So that's months later, right? Overt act number 51. On September 3rd, 2021, defendant Robinson told victim one that defendant Robinson needed to tell defendant Henley something about victim one's outstanding extortion debt and to appease defendant Henley. Victim one said that he could pay either $500 or $1,000. So this is not on wiretap. This is what he's adding to the conversation, victim one. Overt act number 52. On September 15, 2021, defendant Robinson demanded payment from victim one for defendant Henley, but stated that he would allow victim one to pay the following day. Overt Act number 53. On September 20th, 2021, defendant Henley and victim one discussed how the portions of an extortion payment would be divided between defendants Henley, Robinson, the Rolling 60s, and victim one. Overt Act number 54. On September 20th, 2021, defendant Robinson discussed with victim one how defendant Robinson and Henley were taxing victim one. Overt Act number 55. On September 23rd, 2021, to intimidate victim one, defendant Henley expressed his frustration that victim one and another extortion victim, a local business owner, were not paying the extortion payment to the Big U enterprise. Overt Act number 56. On October 19, 2021, to intimidate victim one, defendant Henley told victim one that defendant Henley was taking over the extortion of a business owner and taking the profits from every fifth table sold at the establishment. Overt Act number 57. On October 22nd, 2021, defendant Henley asked victim one why victim one was calling defendant Henley instead of paying his extortion debt. Overt Act number 58. On October 22nd, 2021, defendant Robinson provided victim one a phone number for a Big U enterprise associate to send electronic extortion payments. Overt Act number 59. On November 10th, 2021, defendant Henley directed victim one to start running an illegal marijuana shop to pay rent to the Big U enterprise. I thought he was already running an illegal marijuana shop. So now he's putting that on Big U too. Okay. Overt Act number 60. On November 29th, 2021, defendant Robinson directed victim one to pay defendant Henley $1,000 on a weekly basis. Overt Act number 61. On November 29th, 2021, to intimidate victim one, defendant Robinson asked victim one where another extortion victim lived so that defendant Robinson and Henley could fuck him up. Overt Act number 62. On November 29th, 2021, victim one paid defendant Henley a $500 extortion payment. Overt Act number 63. On December 11th, 2021, defendant Robinson asked victim one how much extortion money victim one had for defendant Henley and stated that defendant Henley was going to want at least $1,000. Overt Act number 64. On December 17, 2021, defendant Robinson asked victim one how much extortion money victim one would have and discussed cash and electronic payments. Overt Act number 65. On December 18, 2021, defendant Robinson again asked victim one how much extortion money victim one would have. Overt Act number 66. On January 20th, 2022, defendant Robinson extorted $1,000 in cash from victim one for defendant Henley and the Big U enterprise. Overt Act number 67. On February 17, 2022, victim one requested an extension from defendant Robinson regarding an extortion payment, and defendant Robinson told him he had been holding defendant Henley off already. Overt Act number 68. On February 17, 2022, victim one paid defendant Robinson a $1,000 extortion fee. Overt Act number 69. On February 19, 2022, defendant Henley called victim one and demanded $1,500 real quick. Overt Act number 70. On April 3rd, 2022, defendant Robinson told victim one that defendant Henley was increasing victim one taxes to $3,500. Overt act number 71. On April 9th, 2022, defendant Robinson told victim one that the individuals were paying the Big U Enterprise $2,500 to $3,000 so that defendant Henley could purchase SH a $30,000 necklace, right? Overt act number 72. On April 10th, 2022, defendant Robinson told victim one that defendant Henley wanted to collect $2,000 from victim one every Monday. Overt act number 73. On April 16, 2022, defendant Henley told victim one that he needed a donation for SH's birthday. Overt act number 74. On June 5th, 2022, to intimidate victim one, defendants Henley and Robinson demanded that victim one stop doing business with Wack 100 because Wack 100 was suspected to be an informant. We're going to stop right there and see what the crowd, the chat is talking about. CS2 back. Oh yeah, Nino Black, you 100% right. Wack tried to use that. Basically, I told on him because he's told people I was CS2 back. Right. Agent Orange and his minions are on a mission as soon as he got in office. I got my strike for robbing a bank, one and done. Memphis is hot with the feds because that rapper just got unalived, and then a 6-year-old boy got unalived 2 days later. Shit don't have nothing to do with Big U. Hit that like button. Deuce is cooking. Show him and Yael some love. It only takes a second. That's a fact. Hit that like button. All the bandwagon folks are going to come over and say, always knew Wack was a rat. No, you didn't. You've been dick sucking for 3 years. Deuce and Yael have been consistently letting you know Wack is CS2 back. Hey, that's a fact, these nuts. Deuce, what's up, my guy? Quizo 36, salute to you, man. Man, I'm about to feed my horses for their lunch. Laugh out loud after a roll up a fat one. Country Folks Life 5, Darlow. Hey, man, I love horses. I love for you to send some pictures of your horses. You know what I'm saying? I know how to saddle them up, put the bit or brittle in their mouth. You know what I'm saying? Clean them, brush them. You know what I'm saying? Feed them. You know what I'm saying? I did that in a group home I was in Lancaster, California. They sent me there. That was the best group home I probably ever been to. I still AWOL from there also. I stole a car and went back to the set. You know what I'm saying? High Desert, California, county side. Stay smoky like a broke down chimney. High Desert, California. Wait, is that the high desert like Victorville, Barstow area, or you mean like the high desert where the penitentiary at? Let me know, country folks. Hey, anybody notice CS2 not yelling no more? Shit, you miss him just yelling at that damn lawyer. Anthony, he got his own point across, but he exposed himself. CS2 in hiding. Dale the Rat caught a case, started telling lies. He ain't a credible witness. Well, that's what we got to get enough information on him, period. We want those girls he was pimping on, gather some more information on his rat ass. You know what I'm saying? The underage girls he was pimping on. The dudes he was dealing dope to in Ohio because he got that indictment out there too. So, yeah, that's code if the case is all hearsay from Ratatouille's. No, they got some wiretaps, bro. See, I'm just going through this, and they're talking about some of this they're going to be able to prove because they saying Big U and these other guys are implicating Big U and themselves in crimes. That's nasty work. Wonder if federal authorities will cite Dre's remarks as evidence. Dr. Dre's comments about Big U, where he referred to him as an OG who helps clear the streets. CS2 is not done yet. Oh no, he definitely not done. He going out like a one of the greatest rats in history. Big U is through. Money Inc. said Big U is through. Well, it definitely looked like that. I would have thought the same thing about Del Dog in the Main Street case and their indictment. You know what I'm saying? It was a lot more evidence on that one. So I know, oh, that's why his ass was shaking on that podcast last night. I woke up to this fool with Waukesha shaking a cold dope fiend. Cali all day. But remember, his story is the beginning was that Suge and Draws went to steal a contract from Wack. He didn't say nothing about Big U saying that he was CS2 back. He said it was because Suge and Big U. Right. Bunch reduced. Big Marcus, what's happening? Victorville, okay. Apple Valley, okay. Bompton, Hesperia. What's up? What's up to my peoples? King Edo 9 do salute. Ali Lantos. Yeah, that's the high desert also. So I was just making sure I clarified which high desert he was talking about. You know what I'm saying? No, I'm fresh. I'm not saying Big U's cook. I was reading somebody's comments, bro. Salute. What up, Fox? Yeah, I'm not saying Big U's cook. I'm looking at I'm reading comments on YouTube. It definitely a lot of this shit look weak. But nigga, when they talk about they got you on wiretap and you're confessing to actual overt acts as part of a conspiracy, that's gonna be hard to come up off of, bro. Just respectfully. Y'all know Draw's my guy. You know what I'm saying? That's some real. They gave the cooperator money to give to Big U. Yeah, they definitely did that. But why was he giving them the money? He also had a partnership with Big U, right? At a weed dispensary, an illegal weed dispensary. So if he had a partnership with him on that, then the money that he giving could be to keep Big U off his ass because he was holding Big U cut of the dispensary money. Doesn't necessarily have to be an extortion payment, bro. You know what I'm saying? They ain't bad and in business together. So that means they got another element they have to prove about why the money was given to Big U. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that wiretap ain't no joke. I watched a few of my homies go to the feds on telephone counts. Yeah, just like CS2 back. He got caught on a wiretap. Big U was innocent until proven guilty. I'm with you, right, Q? Yeah, that wiretap is all bad, though. Got to be careful discussing things on the phone. It's best to meet up in public like the old school. Yeah, there's a reason why they wanted everybody to have a phone at their disposal. All right, let's go. But what y'all think? Y'all ain't nobody said nothing about what Big U in 2022 told victim one, Dale the long tail rat, that Big U to stop fucking with CS2 back with Wack 100 because Wack 100 was a informant. What y'all think about that? Nobody got nothing to say about that. I guess y'all already know. You know what I'm saying? So they said Big U didn't believe dudes for real, and we can only imagine what Brick Baby said on them taps. But that's still illegal. What? What? Illegal, but it's not extortion. What's the dude name? Money Inc. What's illegal? That he got payments from somebody that owed him money? That's not illegal, bro. And you talking about illegal weed dispensary, nigga? Do you understand that you can run and open up a trap house with weed in LA right now, and the feds could come run in because the local police ain't even going to arrest it because it's legalized in LA for up to, I think, like 2 pounds, right? Unless you got a grower's license where you can have 50 pounds, right? And the police will raid them. They got them all over the city, bro. The feds will raid them today. And because there's no time with it, their dudes will be out and pay their fine and be back up cracking the next day, bro. That's not no fucking jail time. That shit is Now, if you get caught taken out of town, I'm quite sure the feds, and even then, the feds don't get that much time for weed, bro. I had a fucking celly who got caught. Shout out to the homie Slim for Circle City, Paul Root. You know what I'm saying? He got caught with 1,425 pounds, nigga. 1,425 pounds, nigga, bringing it in from Mexico, right? And he was working with the cartel allegedly, right? That's why they supposed to got on him in the paperwork. That's what it said. And they catch him with 1,425 pounds. He got 36 months. Nigga, a year knocked off because he did the drug program. That nigga was at the halfway house, nigga, in a year and a half, 2 years, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, that shit is, that little shit niggas talking about with these little crumbs of weed, that ain't no goddamn thing. Yo, I live in Feeling. Oh, I know where Feeling at, bro. You know what I'm saying? I used to go to Victor Valley College, my nigga. There's no doubt that the rap was playing their government out of that money, but lying and saying it was for Big U. Wack was telling Dale to tell on Big U. The Degante, man, you didn't know that? You just figured that out? I thought that was the obvious. We just ran the content. That was homie trying to deflect off him because he knew he was cooperating. Yeah, right? Well, we all know that Rat 99. Now, these are the things that jurors is going to go through the jurors' mind. Like, was this dude is he just saying this and putting this all on him because they offered him downward departures and time cuts? You know what I'm saying? This is what everybody is going to have to consider, these jurors. When they get this dude on the stand, how credible is he going to be on the stand with these other corroborating statements that he's trying to cooperate against Big U, right? Facts, federal law still not rocking with the dispensaries. Yeah. Rat 99 cents. Yeah, facts. Salute Mike B. What up? I'll tell you this. If blood name is mentioned in open court, he's on the case. Ain't no getting around that. Wait, who you talking about, Money Inc? Who's blood? Not on the federal level. That's why dispensaries have cameras at their shops for DEA. Wait, I don't know what you mean in soul job. You gotta explain that. Bird, that's blood, new name, Rat 99 cents. Nigga was bringing in 1,425 pounds of Acapulco gold. Hey, on everything. But you gotta remember, back then you could get a pound of some of that Acapulco gold. So you like, this is late 90s, early 2000s, right? So you could get probably back then a pound was costing like $3.25, and so basically he's selling them for $100 a pound. You know what I'm saying? So it said 1,425 pounds, 1.4 million out of town. Facts. Yeah, that's it. Where else they gonna go? Man, ain't nobody smoking. Well, they do got some broke people in LA, and some people like Bosco. Shout out Bosco 100. So look, I used to be moving the Jay-Z, right? The Arizona popcorn, right? Or Redenbacher, right? Looked like the lime green chronic, Dr. Dre chronic, right? And I had it for the low, right? A whole bunch of that shit. And OT, that shit was going. Niggas was calling it Dro, bro. When they see it out of town. And AZ, if you smoked AZ, you know AZ smokes pretty good. But unlike Kush, you only gonna be high like 2 hours. And then you gonna see a couple C's in it. If you smoke, you know, right? But OT, they was like, oh, that's that Dro, that's that Cali. So niggas used to be moving the Jay-Z OT, making a killing, nigga. 800 a P, 1,000 a P. You know what I'm saying? And niggas getting 10, 20, 30s, 40s, and 50s. You know what I'm saying? So this nigga, he getting this. I think that dirt weed was still going for like 700, 800 a pound out of town, depending on where he was going. So nigga, 800 $800. Let me see do the math real quick. So you say 1,425 800 times 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, and then 0, 0, wait, 0, 0, 40, 20, 32, 34. So you saying, nigga, you talking about still getting a nice bag up off that thing. You know what I'm saying? Hundreds of thousands and millions of dollars, depending on how much you sell it for. Now I knew I was just elaborating, dude. Hey, okay, the guy that appreciate the elaboration. Hey, hit that like button when y'all come in. Wack got all these rats on tour doing interviews. Nasty work. Yeah, they nasty work, man. Come up this summer and fuck with me. Your fan band, bro. You know my peeps, M Kid, Green Eyes know me. KT knows me too. Oh, you talking about the homie Melly's son. And then KT knows me too, bro. Yeah, the homie KT, that's the bro. My big folks is Bobby Jr. Rest in peace. Damn, bro. Rest in peace to Bobby Jr. His son is my young gangster, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about for real. The wiretap is about the extortion. So the money they gave dude to give to Big U is the extortion payments. They set up meetings on the phone, disgusting. That's DISCUSSING, not disgusting the payments. No, I don't think so. And then at the same time, they weren't talking to Big U on a lot of those payments. So unless dude say, for all they know, these dudes was moving like Luce Cannon was. Luce Cannon was robbing shit and telling people he was doing it in Big U name. Dude, is it possible to clip up all the lies and shut Wack admitted to lying about on Big U and send to his lawyer? Well, we're already in the process of doing that. You know what I'm saying? I got this paperwork from Big U legal team. You know what I'm saying? They sent it to me on WhatsApp yesterday, and we already had the link for yesterday's content up. We got content. No. Ain't no content. This is public record, bro. You sound like you traumatized by the police or something, my nigga. You all right? You boo? Luce Coochie took the queen for a day. Oh, I'm sure he did. Oh, Big U lawyers gonna tear what Kashi 99 cents ass up on that stair. Hey, listen. A pound of Acapulco gold in the mid-90s was like $350. Yeah, but what about the 2000s? It probably went down because at least I know in LA. At different places, it'll be somewhere, it'll be something different. Mike B, man, I came up smoking all kind of shit, homie. I'm a young OG. Nah, nigga, I used to smoke the chocolate tie. I remember we used to get the Acapulco gold off Pico in Vermont from the Playboy essays. They used to give you like for $10, they'll give your ass like a whole handful, nigga, out the bag of that Acapulco gold, nigga. We was like 11, 12, 13 years old, nigga, catching the bus down there, the nigga, to get a whole bunch of that Acapulco gold. They had the chocolate tie. They had the red hair stress. Nigga, they had all kind of, the Arizona, nigga, they had all kind of, we call it mid. Hey, the contact, y'all call that mid? That shit is not, with Irie, bud, popcorn mid, yeah. We used to be, Reggie. It's all Reggie. If it's a male plant, it's Reggie Bush, regardless. I don't give a fuck how it look. If it got seeds, that's the male plant. It got nuts, that's stress. You know what I'm saying? We only mess with the female plant. But now, when you're getting your money and you hustling, OT, you know what I'm saying? Nigga, that stress was a nice way. Everybody ain't got enough money and they don't smoke like niggas in Cali do. You know, we got Humboldt County, nigga. Some of the highest rates of THC in the world. The highest rate of THC found in the world was found in Humboldt County. And then but there's one strain that had a higher THC measurement, and it's in Africa. I'm willing to, if I could find that strain with those measurements, I'm willing to travel throughout the motherland to the Congo jungles if need be. I need to hit that good old Kush. Us Detroiters been growing our own weed since the early 80s. Hey, Epon, don't do that, bro. I know a gang of niggas that was taking weed from Compton, South Central LA, and watched to Detroit, bro. So if y'all was growing it, it definitely wasn't the quality. Even if it was hydros, it definitely wasn't the quality of what you call it. Oh, I got some tricks on the dro, any flavor you want. And cotton candy, what is the favorite? Bird. Listen, they having a whole nother conversation. Rest up. Who said Reggie? KO after Deuce flame you up out of here. Right. Niggas don't know nothing about making 50 racks off of Reggie. It was awesome. You had to have been there, right? Fact, we called it Dro or LG. Yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? Can't do. Hey, little nigga, get your. Where my belt at? You want to come shake the table, nigga? Be all up under me. I know he be knowing I be doing. That shit was going for 1,200 a P in Vegas for show. Hell yeah, you already know. You older than me, blood. I was smoking 13, smoking Master Kush, OG, all that shit. I don't smoke all this new Zaza shit. I remember pushing the AZ. Look, everybody was moving to AZ. No cap, 2008 through 2011, niggas was still selling AZ, a.k.a. Baby Kush. Y'all niggas ain't shit, nigga. I thought I was the only nigga that was Wack Kashi 99 cent trying to press London's Slim Jesus. He don't want nobody exposing him on that work. Oh yeah, I stopped smoking in 2010. Oh man, listen, man, I'ma smoke. I promise I smoke chronic to the day that I die. Chocolate and hash. Deuce, you think he gonna to the box since they saying they got him on wiretap? Well, first I know he gonna take it to the box because he ain't pleading out to that hot one. That means life and dying in jail. And then it's weak as hell. You listening to what they talk about they got? He turned his phone off at this time. First of all, the time frame that the medical people come with is approximate time. And nigga, if I'm in Vegas and I'm not with my bitch and I'm trying to fuck a bitch, knowing my wife might be calling me or my girl might be calling me, nigga, I'm gonna turn it off and act as if my phone died too, nigga. So just because his phone was, and then he turned it on and came over, man, nigga, in Vegas, nigga, you know what goes down in Vegas? I lived out there, nigga, during COVID, nigga. You know how many bitches a nigga was flipping, bro? $350 a pound and a little magic 2Gs all day in Nevada at Midwest, at Mountain West. Ooh wee, good times. Yeah, man, the money was fluid then. Oh man, we would get chocolate tie off 54th and Van Ness. Oh yeah, they had the chocolate tie in the VN. Oh, I know how to fluff it up and get rid of all the seeds. I went to work. Boo Boo, Reggie Bunk. Hey, listen, Lou from the Lou, you right, bro. Ain't nobody smoking that. But listen, don't knock the hustle, nigga. We definitely was shipping that OT. Chocolate tie was flight. That was back in 91, 92. Yeah, that was back in 90. You got to think 91, 92. I was in 90, I was 12, 91. I was 13, 92. I turned 14. Man, that Durban poison. I'm trying to get I don't know what that is, Durban poison. It literally had that chocolate taste. It did have that chocolate taste. Lamb's breath. Finna get us a Rico. Hey, bro, if they lock us up for Rico for some weed in 2025, some weed we was smoking and sending out in the early 90s, bro, then we going back into slavery. If Wack name, you said if Wack name is said in open federal court, he on the case, ain't no getting around that. Hey, bro, you think they not gonna say his name? He was a victim. He was a victim. I was a victim. Mandarin Skittles is fire. I don't know nothing about that, brother. The streets gotta eat. Yeah, for real. In Compton, we called it Pretendo. Yeah, that was that Pretendo, man. Jay-Z. We called that Mexican brickweed popcorn. I don't
No.
want to know. Huh?
No, I said
What you talking
pretend.
about, y'all?
I said pretendo.
Yeah. You
I
know what
remember
I'm saying?
I remember when I did smoke weed and I smoked that shit. I was like, man, this shit got me. I was scared as a mother. I said, yeah, man. Weed was too much for me, man.
No offense, but if you're paying more than $30 a month on car insurance, you're getting ripped off. Everybody knows you can buy car insurance online, but did you know there's an Amazon for car insurance? That's right.
Bruh. They got me feeling like I'm academics. Can't ride no way.
You get what I'm saying?
I
Yeah,
do-
he ain't.
I do have.
I gotta stop doing that before I blow out this expensive ass microphone. Golly. What up, y'all? What up, though? Had to switch gears. Salute to the Damo Kiwi Conversations, though. Salute to the team. Salute to them, man. What it do, man? It's a lot going on, man. I've been over here listening to content on other channels, man. I'm not a hater, so salute to SBGB TV. I was over there listening to what he got going on over there, and it sound like Luce Cannon took our proffer. Yeah, man, he took a proffer, y'all.
Bruh.
I knew damn well that boy could never.
I'm just gonna keep my mouth shut.
That's what he wasn't built for. But on his internet, he pretended to be that way. And if he pretended to be that way, and his best friend, his best buddy for a long time up until he got arrested was Wack 100, what do you think that guy is? I hope some of y'all, man, is paying attention. I know the home front, I know the team is, but I'm talking to the mother ones out there. You dig what I'm saying? I hope y'all really paying attention to what's going on out here, because this shit is ugly. Super Dub Nation. So who's working with the feds today? Yeah, man. Luce Cannon took a proffer. He's been working. They all been working. I'm gonna be honest. That whole situation with him, Dale. Now Jay Reed enters the room. And it happened on Wack's phone. All that to me appeared to be choreographed. You know, for the exception of certain things Luce Cannon had under his sleeve that he didn't speak about when they was all, coordinating together, that he tried to throw out there. And when you on each other's line and you know that it's wired for sound, it's like getting put on the spot. So I picked up on a couple of things when I was listening to that audio. But this nasty work. This is nasty work. Let me turn this fan off. But salute to everybody out there, man. We're gonna run that Akademiks audio. I want to listen to this Akademiks audio. I didn't listen to it all the way through. I'll continue to update it if I have some good ideas to add. Anything you want to see added. Oh, okay. Salute to Kennedy the Prez. Kennedy the Prez. He's designing me some new art and graphics for Stand on the Media, man, and I appreciate that. Because all the way up until this point, I've done everything on my own, designed everything on my own, created everything on my own. And that's why it all appears to look the way it look. I never said, man, I was a master in graphics, you know what I'm saying? But I do what I do to get by. Shit, I do what I do to get by. So salute to Kennedy for that, because that's a huge help. I'm going to check it out, bro, when I get off of here so I can really give it the attention that it deserves. I don't know who's still on my live right now. It's hard to tell, but if you still here, I appreciate it, man. I'm gonna play this audio. I'm not going chime through. Well, I'm gonna chime, but I'm not going I don't know. I'll just let the wind blow me the way I need it to go. But I do want to play this audio because there's a whole lot of chess being played in this conversation. Wack had to come back and right that shit, right that wrong, because he's seen the comments. A lot of people say he was defensive. What you so defensive about? What's that energy about, sir? You know? Are you telling the world that you have not talked to the feds? Are you really saying that you have not sat down and talked to those people and you are all through this indictment? Stop playing in our face. So I think he's seen them comments and that made him, retract that and want to challenge Akademiks. He wanted to go back out there and challenge Akademiks, and let's see how this shit happened. Michael Hawkins, salute, my guy. Salute to Michael Hawkins in the building. Sherm, D Twins, who all pulled up, man. I really ain't even look, bro. Because I just been, man, I'm listening to everything that's going on, man. I just want to say, emotions are high, man. Emotions are high when doing this stuff. I'm not gonna go into no real detail because that's not what y'all came here for on this particular live stream. Y'all came to hear the content. But there's a lot going on amongst our fellow colleagues in this space. All of us, we all have our opinions and thoughts about each other and all that stuff, man. But if we really all on the same fight, on the same cause, man, then whatever happened yesterday should cool off in the later days. You know what I mean? Because if we really truly fighting the same fight and we all representing the same cause, it shouldn't go no further than what it went. I don't have no facts for the way that I feel about certain YouTubers, so I tend to keep that to myself. But just my feelings, my opinions about things. But I tend to keep that to myself, especially if you don't have any hardcore facts to say, to say otherwise. But I just want to say salute to all my colleagues in this space, man. I want to see everybody win. Fuck all that. Fuck the bullshit. Fuck the hate shit. Fuck all that. I want to see everybody win. I really don't have no ego when it comes to this shit. Not even a little bit. So yeah, I'm gonna just leave that there because I don't want to go into that, man. Yo, we here for content. So let's get to the content, man. Salute to everybody.
I have a slight gripe against you because I do think this is backtracking a bit. You listen. First of all, I didn't care if it was a lie or the truth. Even though I'm still rocking with Big Luce Cannon. I think it was true. I think he can.
Right off the back. See, that's what I'm saying, man. Sometimes, man, I just be wanting to just disconnect my microphone because I be wanting to let shit play, but then Soon as I press play, I hear some idiotic shit like that. You don't care if it's the truth or not. What kind of journalism are we doing out here today? I mean, bro, you are... This shit is ridiculous. This is really, truly ridiculous. Like, where's the people, the podcasters who's holding people accountable? Who ain't just gonna let you come and just spew some BS to the people? Where are they at? Oh, that's right. These dudes don't go on those people channels because they know what they gonna get. They go on dudes like Akademiks page because he, depending on the relationship, he gonna let you BS the people.
Not Meek Mill. I ain't gonna lie to you. It sounds too good for me to believe it's a lie. But
You think he
you're
did
now.
what?
Let me mute up.
The whole story about the Meek Mill and holding them hostage in the club, the chains.
I never agreed to that.
Yeah, but you never spoke out loudly about like,
You
yo,
a
Luce, stop
motherfucker. Let me
lying.
tell you, see, here goes
You didn't
another
speak out loudly about it
part.
till now. You're like,
You
oh,
a
it's over.
motherfucking lie. Look, bro.
Remember when me and you started talking, and then I told you, I said I talked to Black Sam, and Black Sam said y'all gave me the courage to speak out. Dead homies, I told you that months ago.
You told me that months ago. You said I talked to Black Sam, and y'all niggas is giving me the courage to speak out, to say something, talk about it. That's a fact.
Now, you know that was cap, but you validated that shit, right?
What's going on? Now everybody is like, okay, this nigga didn't lie. Oh, this nigga told the truth. Wack been telling us the truth. You get what I'm saying? Wack been warning us before I even start saying something.
Where's that conviction at when he talking like that from Wack? What else I got?
Did he talk about Fats? You know, us a little nigga named Fats, about 5'6", little fat nigga, about 260.
Both the Fats? The nigga that died?
Hold on.
Listen
you know what
to
happened
this.
to him about a week before he died, right?
I heard something about
Listen to
some
this.
weed shit.
No. Fats put Big U on his pockets.
Damn.
Big U tried to take off on Nip, and Fats took off on Big U and set him on his pockets. In front of everybody. A week later, Fats was out of here. Think somebody might have shot him. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, the internet finna be in an uproar about this.
Exhibit C. See how Wack he just implicated Big U into some shit? He just insinuated some shit. See, he do shit like that. Throw rocks, hide hands. That's what they call it. Throwing rocks and hiding your hands. See that shit he just did? See how slick he is? You insinuating that maybe Big U did something to Fats because Fats allegedly put him on his back pockets. That ain't gangster. That's police shit. And y'all don't call that shit out at all, bro.
Bro, this is Clubhouse. You see this floor right here?
Yeah. If any of the hundred sides could be like, nah, actually always said that.
Act. Let me show you something. Watch this. I'm gonna show you something. Watch this. Give it a second or two. Watch what's finna happen.
Well, did you hear like the bat signal?
Bro, hey. Act.
Yo.
You right. Let's act. Act. Look, I just told everybody say fuck you on the phone.
Fuck you. Fuck you.
Fuck and bitch ass act.
So what?
Pussy ass act. Oh, pussy ass act.
Act this.
You ready to get packed the fuck up, act.
Now watch. Act this. Watch this. Act. Hold on. Y'all mute up. Act. Look at your text message. You see the text message I just sent you?
Yeah.
Act. I control my clubhouse floor without saying nothing. So when I had Luce Cannon on the floor, and I got 7 Philly niggas who don't come to clubhouse, come to the floor, I let them address it. Tiffy Bay, who never
Savage,
come to clubhouse,
Astro, what up? Salute, bro.
How you think Tiffy Bay got to the floor, Act?
I realized he had an astounding amount of respect for you.
Okay, no. How do you think he got to a clubhouse floor?
I think you or some subsidiary of yours got him in here.
No, Wack, on that day. So what I did was as I know, once I bring all them to the floor, right? When Luce is just saying his story, there's nobody to challenge it, right?
Yeah.
So if I bring 7 motherfucking Philly niggas, and 3 or 4 of these niggas was there in LA when it's supposed to happen to the floor, right? And I let the conversation happen. That's me addressing it. I know that, bro. That's just like a nigga saying, "Act, you with me. You was with me at No Jumper Thursday."
Mm-hmm.
And a nigga came up and took your shit.
Yeah.
That's not gonna happen, bro. You get what I'm saying? T.F. Bay got a solid. You remember the nigga chasing Safari in BET Weekend?
Yeah.
That's T.F. Bay.
Yeah, I think he's one who also I think he put hands on Beanie Siegel, I believe. Hey, why
He
would
done
Luce
did a
Cannon
whole
lie
lot
about
of
that?
shit.
Then?
He very respected. So what I'm saying is, bro, when you listening to a story and you telling me you walked in and his security of 15 stepped out the way and Meek Mills went on his neck and took off $300,000 in jewelry and just handed it to you. Hey, come on, bro.
Why would Luce lie about that then?
Hey, bro, you got to ask Luce. I'm not. This is another thing we're gonna establish. Are you 6'9"?
No, I'm not.
Okay, if 6'9" said and did some shit that me and you both had told him not to do.
That is true. But here's the thing then.
What the fuck you want me to do?
Credibility is a big thing, right? So once if you're lying about something that you're continuing, I mean, Luce came out, he flew out to New Jersey, and that was pretty much one of the big stories I wanted to hear.
Bro, the nigga told you, bro, on your fucking platform.
Yeah.
Right? I want you to do the math. Mm-hmm. And I was waiting for you to expose this. Right. He was at Diddy's party. He heard 2 men fucking.
He said it was Carl Winslow or something.
He kicked the door in, and it was Carl Winslow, right? Now, what's wrong with that story, Act? Why would you kick a door in if you hear 2 men fucking?
It's Luce Cannon. You never know.
Okay. They catch Carl Winslow. What'd he say? The shit gets so diabolical. TMZ Act, he like, man, I don't even know these people. Right? So, don't ask me why Luce Cannon says what he says. That's his character. Why does 607 Unk say what he say?
Okay, all right. Okay, perfect. I'm glad you said that.
You want me to do, nigga?
Well, there might be some accountability. If now you're saying that, you know, like, all pun intended, he's a Luce Cannon and can say anything, you might have to take some responsibility then. Because
I don't gotta take shit. He's 42.
Wait, hold on. You walked him into No Jumper, sat on the side of him while he literally explained how allegedly Big U called him 30 minutes before Nipsey got killed. And what that led to...
That's his business. That's his story.
Wait, what that led to was a cease and desist, and it led to the feds now wanting to cease and desist. So basically, if you're saying this guy's a known liar, and you sat with him and you extracted a lie because he was only there because of you, and now that lie...
Why was he there? Watch this. Why was he there?
Because he was telling these stories that were interesting. And
no, that's not why he was
Big
there.
U's op, and Big U was your op.
That's not why he was there.
Well,
he was there because why did I tell him I was sending them to you? To do what?
You was doing a reality show. Yeah, my bad. A reality show.
Okay, motherfucker. Was No Jumper before I sent him to you?
Yes.
It was within a week or 2, right? Okay. So he comes there. Who else is with him?
His woman. But so you knew he was going to...
Wait, slow down. His woman is part of it's called Baddie and the Beast. It's their reality show, right?
Yes, but did you know
the reality show is coming out in a week, right?
Yeah, but if you basically platform this dude that's telling a bunch of lie stories about the streets, implicating Big U...
Are you telling me niggas ain't never lied on your platform, Mac?
Well, Wack, do you think it's ethical to have a nigga come here and say you're involved in a murder which is clearly a lie and you know about it?
Okay, let me spell it out to you one more time. I don't screen no nigga. I don't tell no nigga what they can and can't talk about.
You wouldn't bring big homie CC up there because we all know at this point he's telling tales.
No, listen. If he wanted to come up there, they done brought Orlando Brown up there 3 times, nigga. Do we all know Orlando Brown is lying?
Yeah, he got me.
We have brought him up there 3 times. Adam has brought that dude up there 3-4 times and paid him, knowing He's finna come up there, and guess what the crowd does? That nigga do numbers.
Mm-hmm.
So what you not finna do is all of a sudden, out of everybody in YouTube land, all the niggas I see tell lies OB. All the niggas I see go to platform, what's this bitch name that been lying on Jay-Z for years?
Jaguar Wright.
Jaguar Wright. All these people that y'all know, but y'all tuned in and watch. I know why people bring them to their platform. Motherfucking numbers. You get what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
That's why they bring them. So what you're not going to do, Act, and I'm telling you right now, I'm not responsible. The only person I've ever been responsible for that sat down at a podcast table was my daughter. And you saw what I did when that nigga came in that room playing.
That's
Baby,
a
go to
fact.
the
That's
home.
a fact. Okay, so
I ain't never been responsible for no other man, bro. I'm not, bro. You niggas want to make me, I'm supposed to be, no, nigga. No.
Well, would you at least admit now, right, that Luce Cannon is a liar?
I've been saying Luce Cannon be fired up shit. That ain't nothing new.
So even when he was a right-hand man, you knew he was just lying out here. He's just out here.
All you gotta do, no, first of all, some shit I don't believe. Did you not forget a floor? Why did me and Luce Cannon just get into it? What I tell him? I don't believe it.
Because his ass was lying about being locked
I didn't believe it. Didn't believe it. We just got into it in front of all y'all 4 days before he went to jail. I didn't believe the clip his wife put up.
It felt like you knew he was a liar the whole time because you also, I think when the whole story about the Vegas Airbnb with Brick Baby and the story was changed and you were on the line trying to get everybody to get the same story. So you're saying Luce Cannon is a straight up liar.
Listen. I had no idea. Only thing I can talk about is what's told to me. If I tell you, hey, Ack, I just called motherfucking Joe Budden. I just called Joe Budden, man. I went in that nigga pockets, all that. That nigga gave me $500 and his motherfucking debit card, right? And just so happened, you on your way to Joe Budden, right?
Yeah.
And you call, and then you like, Joe Budden, call Wack, bro. He just said this happened. And Joe Budden called me. Now, I didn't lie to you, but I don't know you going to Joe Budden. And Joe Budden called me. Wack, what up? What up, bro? Shit, what's going on? Shit, nothing much. You all right? And you say, yo, Wack, I'm confused. Nigga, you just told me this.
Okay, let me ask you.
Hey, bro, if you didn't look at that, everybody that watched that show knew Wack was just blindsided.
No, you were. No, I agree with you. You were blindsided. But here's the thing, though. So
that answers your question.
Okay, all right. So,
motherfucker, I don't know until the fuck I know.
Okay, but so now I'm furthering the question, right? Because I know how I am, right? If I don't like Meek Mill, and if I got a nigga who's like, some people are like, yo, Dean is lying. Who else I brought up on the podcast? I don't give a damn if them niggas lying. I don't like that nigga. They could say Meek Mill got HIV. I'm gonna let them rock. They could say anything about Meek.
He switched it up.
You hear him?
Now it's him.
So now, Act. So now you're gonna get back to keeping it real. Now let's keep it real.
Are you admitting?
When I brought Luce Cannon to No Jumper
to lie on Big U? That's what I'm asking.
Reality show. Look, it's to promote his reality show.
Okay.
Now, Act, me and you both know. We never know where the conversation is gonna go once we start it. It can start about this, and that shit end up where it end up. Did I give a fuck about what he said about Big U? Absolutely not.
Okay, so at that point, you had no problem with him lying about Big U. So why call him out now?
I don't give a fuck. I had no problem with what any nigga said about Big U. If a nigga says some real shit, I say, yeah, that sounds like some real shit. If a nigga say they called Big U over here with a man in the alley, I wasn't going to contest it. Why would I? He's saying shit about me, right? You niggas want me to defend a nigga.
I'm gonna be honest with you, I never heard him really say nothing. But I know he didn't like it.
No. He said all kind of shit about me.
The problem that you had is that you were whipping his ass on the media. Like you have the loudest voice. So like, I think he was.
Big U did rooms on Clubhouse about me, nigga.
Really?
It's a fact.
Oh,
That's a fact.
Now, Ack, now I got you in the trick bag.
Okay.
So I'm telling you how I'll let it happen for a nigga I don't give a fuck about, right? Right? Okay, Ack. When your situation popped up, did I do the total opposite?
What you mean?
I didn't defend you?
Yeah.
Okay. You know how much flack I caught defending you, nigga?
No, I understand.
And I kept defending you, right? You know why I defended you? Because I fuck with you.
Yeah, no, hold on. Wack, you're making an argument that I agree with, right? If you're someone who's my comrade, my associate, or my friend, I'm gonna lean in the direction of defending you, right? Now, if I don't like you, if somebody say you got 15 heads, I'm gonna say, well, y'all niggas look close. You might have 15 heads.
There you go. Right? So what I'm saying is,
however, though,
y'all want to say this? What y'all saying? Wack, why didn't you stop Luce Cannon? I'm not gonna stop Luce Cannon from saying anything he wanted to say unless it's derogatory about me and mine. Bro.
Okay, but is there like, again, I'm not a street dude, so I like not being a street dude because I
never believed the Meek Mill shit, bro.
No, hold on.
I don't even fuck with Meek, but I know his team.
Wait, hold on.
Niggas ain't no bitch ass niggas.
I'm asking if you would have the same kind of moral compass in terms of, like, you know, because you're from the streets. So say, all right, you don't like Big U, just like I don't like Meek Mill, right?
Okay.
If someone says, or say, I don't know, it could be a woman, it could be a man who say his brother got killed, and they're down to get on Clubhouse and accuse him of a serious street crime that could possibly heat it up in the eyes of authorities, say, damn, maybe we gotta look into this.
I did it with SKG. I don't give a fuck.
Okay.
I'm gonna let that person come sit right here and speak their truth. Cause guess what? If they don't speak it here, they gonna speak it somewhere. So the numbers might as well number right the fuck here. That's them.
Okay, you're standing on it, so I respect it, definitely.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck.
So, some people would say that it's a street ethics to never bring certain shit with your op
hey, bro,
to
ain't
police
no street
attention.
Ethics. These niggas, hey, bro, it's the street ethics not to fuck with boys. It's the street ethics not to do this and do this and do that. And these niggas is doing everything under the sun when they want to do it. So ain't no nigga finna tell me when I can and can't do whatever the fuck it is I want to do. If a motherfucker hit me, Hocus 4/5, respectfully, because I gave you my word, this ain't no attack. His cousin got a hold of somebody and said, Wack, tell Wack, Hocus beat me out some money, snake me, I'm his cousin. I can come up there and show how much of a fucked up dude he is. I let that nigga come right on this stage, run the room up to 800 people. And guess what else I let happen at? I let Hocus come up on this stage and battle. It went up to 1,000 people. I don't give a fuck. That's on you to combat that shit.
Yeah, but, all right, so let me ask you a question now. And that's why when I walked into No Jumper and when we did the big podcast, I was like, I mean, if you, I play dirty. Like, I ain't gonna lie to you. Me catch a case, I'm celebrating. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm not from the streets. But that's what I was asking you. You gotta be happy that Big U is locked up.
No.
It worked. No. He's out of here.
No.
Sayonara. See you later.
First of all, that ain't what I do. Now, 600 been celebrating that. That's not what I do because I didn't did time before.
So you're saying that you don't mind getting the situation hot, but when the feds actually grab him, you're not celebrating no more? Come on.
Well, see, this is what y'all like to do, right? We didn't get nothing.
Nah, that's not what they like to do. That's what you like to do. See, you such a hypocritical piece of you know what. It's not even funny. I'm just keep it real. He think we all dumb. He think the people stupid. You know? And it's I'll never run into y'all anyway, so I don't give a damn what y'all think. Because there's no way that you go for 2-3 years running around getting information on dude, implicating dude, aligning yourself with his enemies, putting criminal information out there, incriminating information on this man, knowing what those with them implicated things that y'all was throwing out there could do and get him caught up in implicating him in everything across the board, no matter if it's the truth, if it's a lie, it doesn't matter. You was close friends with Dale, you close friends with CW, you have some type of relationship with CW1. Man, you are all through this fucking indictment, not to mention that you are an informant who has put people in jail in the past, and you gonna sit here with a straight face and tell Akademiks that's not what you do. And Akademiks know damn well that's exactly what you do. See, this is what I'm talking about, man. We got to get these people out of our culture because they gay. It's not just that they sit here and allow bullshit to go through and don't let it go through unchecked. It's not just about that. They are gatekeeping these spaces too. And that's how they control the news. They control the narrative. They can control what is being said, how far it goes, who it reaches, all of that. And that's what these dudes have been doing for a very long time. And if you don't kneel and kiss the motherfucking ring, they gonna do shit like this and keep you out. You know? I can't kneel and kiss the ring. My back hurt. I got arthritis. Won't be kissing nobody ass in this space. So I wouldn't give a fuck if I got 1,000 subscribers, 100 subscribers. I ain't kissing nobody ass to do they bidding or push they narrative. Get the fuck out of here. I got my own voice, my own way of thinking, my own outlook on life, and I'm gonna stick to that. And I ain't gonna let pieces of shit play in my face and manipulate our people while they sitting here just running laps around us doing criminal ass shit. But they get away with it because they working with these people. Yeah. This shit really annoys me, man. It's hard, man. This shit be really hard for me to cover sometime, bro, because man, the good people, we fuck me. We got a lot of real talented, good people, man, in these spaces, man, that deserve to be in these slots that these dudes have, you know, but they can't get in these spots because we got these bottom feeders who been probably picked on back in the day, wanted to be cool with the cool kids, but they wouldn't accept it. So now these niggas are turning a nemesis to everybody, portraying like they here messing and rocking with our people just to play in our face and get our people locked up. They took that man, they took Big U off the streets. You didn't like what he was doing, then do something about it. Do something about it other than getting the man locked up and taken away from his family. These people acting like they were saints. This shit is beyond crazy. And they just make us they make us play, they make us go at each other, man. Manipulating this shit. Man, this shit here, man. It be so much I be wanting to say, man, but I be having to be careful, you know? This shit here just, man. Let's go.
Hot. The task force was put together in 2021.
I agree. But you can't.
We released a recording in 2023.
Wack,
March,
you're right.
that we really didn't know if it was real or not.
Yeah, but
right?
You're being disingenuous if you're acting like some of the online stuff then further things along and probably create other incidents.
I don't think so. It's nothing. Listen,
mentioning you in that indictment or him mentioning you on those wiretap calls where he's like someone needs to do something to Wack. It's primarily because you were making shit hot for him on Clubhouse. So he wanted niggas to put hands and feet on you.
No. Hey, bro, we were both doing it with each other. What are you talking about?
So you're saying that when him being upset at you had nothing to do with the fact that you were running narratives on him that's getting shit hot for
He
him.
was upset because I ran the grid paperwork. Now I'm about to fuck you up. You ready for this?
I'm ready.
The very people he went to for help, you know what he didn't know?
Well,
they're the ones that gave us the grid paperwork. They ran it on the nigga first.
They backdoored him.
But they was just my ops. The niggas he went to for help ran the grid paperwork first before anybody. 3-hour room, nigga. Detailed. They knew before us. But because they was my ops, they said, fuck it. Big U could get us on World Star. We gonna rock with Big U. This why we sat back and clout the nigga like, nigga, you over there with the niggas that gave us the paperwork on you.
See how disingenuous he is in academics. You sitting your punk ass right there and you ain't saying nothing with your punk ass. See, you's a punk ass. These the type of people I would, if I was to ever make it in this space, I wouldn't be in the same room with these suckers. You a sucker, bro. You a real fucking sucker. You know that shit, Cap, what he just said. Man, you see that indictment. Y'all see that indictment. They had an issue with Big U because he wouldn't comply to what they wanted him to do in the grid with the grid program. Then that was a great program that he was doing real life-changing things with, and he wasn't cooperating. He wasn't cooperating with law enforcement. So what did they actually expose? The grid program? No, what you did was you took sentences in that paperwork and you manipulated it. You did what you always do. You implicated him on shit that he wasn't even a part of. BlackBerry. What about the BlackBerry? Did he call in any crimes? Do you have a list of names of people that he cooperated on? No. All you got is a contract that says he has a BlackBerry, and with this BlackBerry, he's supposed to call in any type of crime, any type of preventive behaviors before, during, and after it happens. And he did none of that. That's why they wanted him out of there, because they want to put a yes man in that position, and you helped them, you sucker. You was a sucker, Wack. You was a real sucker. See, because you don't give a fuck anyway. Because you ain't around. Yeah, you a sucker. Both of you niggas is suckers. Straight suckers. You don't give a fuck about them people in the community at all. You been gone from the community. You ain't been in the community in years. Acting like you give a fuck. You don't give a fuck, what? That's why you did it. And don't give a fuck that you did it. Ain't nobody walking this motherfucker innocent. I ain't saying Big U ain't guilty of shit, certain shit here and there, but he ain't guilty for the bullshit that y'all trying to put on him. He ain't snitched on shit. And what you call extortion, I call in certain cases like Luce Cannon and 600, you niggas was pay-ons. You didn't get jumped on. You didn't lose family members and blood, sweat, and tears building up that community. You niggas paid to be on that goddamn community. So yeah, you need to pay something. Cause you ain't just gonna build your reputation off the back of the blood, sweat, and tears of the people who put it in them 60s for years. And you think you just gonna go out there and use the monarch of what they built to build your life and not give back, not kick back. Niggas, you crazy. Anybody from the hood would have pressed you niggas. Only thing I fought you for, Big U, is allowing these suckers to be pay-ons. That's the only thing I hold against you, Big U. These and any other hood out there, stop letting these niggas pay their way into the hood. If they ain't put in that work, if they ain't battle tested, you ain't tested their heart, then get them niggas the fuck away from you. Cause this is what happens. You build monster suckers. These niggas is straight suckers. Hoe ass niggas.
See, this is what you don't know. Before anybody had the grid paperwork, they had it first. They ran it first. I'm going to send you the room.
Niggas.
You go look at the date. We knew nothing about it. We got it from them.
Okay. That's interesting.
So when you look up and you got Big U over there with them saying, I need y'all to go at Wack for me. Okay, we took the work that they ran on Big U and ran it on Big U.
Hey, let me ask you this question. And I want a simple answer. I'm making a simple question, but I'm going to explain.
So you telling me I'm supposed to have been quiet, negative, nigga?
I mean, that's up to you. Do you think Luce Cannon is a retard? And the reason why I'm asking that is that if you're saying he's a liar, hold on. No, let me explain. If you're saying he's a liar, right? And essentially he went online.
I say he makes up like. Listen, I'm saying there's a few things.
No. Here's the thing. It's a lot of people could believe that he talked himself into this. Like he came online and said. He basically listed out the definition of extortion, and even if he's lying, you're talking yourself into this.
You got to remember, okay, well, let me paint a picture for you, right?
Yeah.
If I'm sitting down in front of you, right?
Yeah.
And I'm telling you a story, right? Let's be real, Act. Based upon if you know the dude, you can say, well, I know the nigga, I think he's telling the truth. But ultimately, because there's no audio, there's no video, or no real concrete proof of what they're telling you, right? I believe that you really don't know what's real and what's not.
Yeah, but Wack, I'm asking you a gut call here. Like, because here's the thing. If I feel my man is...
the story he told me?
Hold on. If I feel my man is a liar, and my man is basically admitting to certain shit that I know that to keep it real, not only you gonna make it hot, but you're basically confessing on podcasts, and then you get hit with the RICO charge. I gotta believe you're not that bright. Either that or...
Bro, what I'm saying is this.
If you lie your way into an indictment, because that's what you're saying. He's
a nigga telling you, right? If a nigga telling you, we went and did robberies, brought all the shit back we robbed to a nigga house, and 30 minutes later, the nigga we robbed is walking through the house. I'm looking at this nigga like, what the fuck is this nigga talking about? I'm gonna be real, bro. Like, maybe that's some whole next level shit, and I'm gonna keep it real. I've never been a robber, right? But the common sense factor with me, that if I rob you, Akademiks, and get away, see, that's why it's called getting away. I'm not gonna bring you to where we're at, because then we're caught.
Wait,
right?
Could you be honest though, when he was sitting right next to you on No Jumper, telling those stories, whether it's lie or the truth, did you look at him and be like, this guy's a dummy? Why would you say this shit? Be honest.
No, I wasn't, because I didn't think it was true.
Wait, hold on. Wait, would you say that? Would you say that yourself on a podcast? Because I say you're smarter than all these niggas.
I'm not gonna,
and I'm not gonna blame you for them saying what they're saying.
I would ever talk about Akademiks.
Yeah.
The only things I would ever talk about are the things that I've already been convicted of.
So when you're sitting next to these guys, like, for example, Snoopy Badass, Luce Cannon, and they're talking about things they've never either been charged with or the statute of limitations ain't passed.
I've never heard Snoopy Badass talk about shit he didn't been charged with. He talked about something he got on the stand on.
Okay, well let's keep it specifically in Luce. When Luce is saying this stuff, it's not your job to tell him to stop. But you are smarter. You're probably looking at him like, this is a crash out.
What I'm looking at him like is he's entertaining. That's it, bro. I'm gonna be real, bro. Like, some dude asked me, damn, Wack, did you know he was 42? I thought he said he was younger. Bro, I don't give a fuck how old no man is, bro. A nigga could be however old he want to be. Nigga tell me he 19, 78, 238. I don't care, bro. You get what I'm trying to tell you?
And by the way, I like Luce. I'm not really trying to throw him under the bus, but I'm trying to get you in tension with this too. So, was Luce ever your friend?
Yeah, he was my partner. I mean, but at the end of the day, Luce is gonna do what Luce does. Luce wasn't a nigga who came to me for a job. And I said, okay, if you want to work for me, it got to be like this. You know what I'm saying? Luce came to me to help him market and promote his reality show from February to May, right? Once that got done, right? Lou said, bro, I do music, boom, 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 boom. Could you help me keep my shit going? Right? Boom. Okay, cool. I looked up one day, right? This one I did respect about him. He knew how to play the chessboard. I looked up one day and he said, I sent you a song, right? And I said, well, shit, Luce. I told you right now, my focus ain't on music, right? So I never listened to the song. 5 days later, R&B wakes me up. You hear this song? I said, what song? It's Luce Cannon and your homeboy Cuban Rob. Right? Now watch this, academics, because your light's about to come on. The song's out already for like 2 weeks. Right? What did Luce Cannon do? What did he do that was very smart and strategic? Cuban Rob, my right hand, what did he do? Knowing I'm not fucking with music like that. He went and put my homeboy on the song. Who did I send the song to promote at that point?
You sent it to me.
You. Right? Now, guess what?
You hit me like 45 times for the favor. I'm not going to cap.
Exactly. You see what I'm saying? If Cuban Rob wouldn't have been on the song, I would have never paid it no fucking attention. So I said, you know what? I got to respect his hand. You get what I'm saying? This nigga, I told him. When he told me when May come, Wack, I said, hey, look, bro, unless you gon' foot your own bill, that ain't what I'm doing right now. I'm doing this other shit, right? I got open budgets, but they for certain people, right? So what I do, go do a song, put my right hand on the song.
He just
nigga
all
went
cap.
and shot the video for the song.
He's just so cap.
Song. I ain't even paying no attention. I seen it until R&B said, did you hear that Cuban Rob is on the song? At that point in time, I sent it to you, right? Because now I'm looking out for Cuban, my homeboy, right? But Luce like, okay, if Wack ain't go fuck with me on it, guess who I know who he will fuck with. You get what I'm saying? He'll fuck with for his homeboy, right? So, at that point, I didn't get mad, but I respected his move. I said, okay, so when you do shit like that, I don't see you as a
no pull. It's over for him. Oh, it's over. Now, yeah, listen to me. Believe you me, it's over. Trust and believe me when I say that. As far as this music industry shit, that's over with. Yeah, across the board, they know you're a rat. In the game, already letting them people know. Blueface will be out soon, and he gonna further let these people know. You a rat. They ain't messing with you no more. And I don't care what you got on them. You know what I'm saying? They ain't gonna fold for you like that. The game already done got you lined up. You know what I'm saying? You cap, bro. You cap. Ain't nobody believing that shit you talking about. Budgets and all that. Man, that's your front, bro. That's your front. But that shit over. Your cover blown. You a straight informant. Out here playing in our people's face. That shit is over. I want y'all to really process this shit. He out here talking about on pyro. Whoop, 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 whoop-de, whoop, whoop, whoop-de, whoop, whoop-de, whoop, whoop-de, whoop, whoop. That's what this dude do. Remember in the early beginnings? Man, niggas going to bed. Yeah, calling niggas rats, pulling out paperwork, talking about you on paperwork. Went at 22, 21 Savage viciously. Went at Jim Jones viciously. Went at Jay Prince viciously. Called them rats. And the whole time, he's an informant. CS2 back, to be exact. Think about that. See, at some point, this shit gotta go. This shit gotta be more than just entertainment. Yeah, this has to be more than entertainment. See, these are the people that are molding our next generation. Your kids and mine. These people that we sit here and listen to and do content on and react to. These are the people who are shaping and molding the minds of our generation next. and they're going to be successful in getting their narrative through if we don't stand up and do something about it. This is no longer, no, they don't mean no harm. It's just content. That ship has sailed. Big U and a whole bunch of other people went to jail on an indictment based off of these dudes and their own actions. You know, we won't let them go without fault. But you also have to realize that there was a whole lot of setting shit up here. A lot of running plays on here and lining people up. You got to understand that too. If you say you a gangster gang member, you from the hood, you from the streets, no matter wherever, under no circumstances at all do you have a direct line with law enforcement. When you get busted, you shut your motherfucking mouth and you sit there quietly and talk to your attorney and you fight that case the best you can. And if you win, you win. If you crap out, you crap out. You do your fucking time and then you bring your ass home. And if you did something that was big enough to give you life, you might have should have thought about what the fuck you did. So while you sitting in that place, you should take your ass to the law library and try to figure out some amendments to maybe get your motherfucking verdict overturned. You understand me? But under no circumstances do you do what he just did or what they just did. It's coward shit, man. These niggas is cowards.
Cannon, a loose cannon? Absolutely. But is loose cannon, he's not a yes man. He's not a nigga. He gets
man, if you don't shut up.
He got his own shit. I keep telling y'all. He 42 with more kids than me.
Now he 42.
I want to ask you this in regards to Luce. Because I thought this, I've never asked you or I never said it, but I felt loose cannon is exactly what you said, a loose cannon. I felt you kind of had him around in case you needed a nigga to crash out. Because he looked like he was down to crash out. I ain't gonna lie to you.
No.
Like, every time he was meeting niggas at Airbnbs in Las Vegas, he was ready to crash. And he would have, I ain't gonna lie, I think he would have killed a nigga for you. That's why I think even that shit outside no jumper, I think he would have smoked them niggas for you, bro. He loved you. I ain't gonna lie.
Academics.
You feel you owe him any loyalty?
I don't. Academics. Mm-hmm. I don't do crash outs with my team, bro. My team is well disciplined. We just don't do shit to do shit.
So is Loose Cannon not your team? I'm confused. Because I do know that you tried to separate yourself from the no jumper situation by saying that you have your own team. But you can't say that when before that he was your team. You said that you was Luce's what? Handler. That's documented. You can't spin from that. You said that you was Luce Cannon's handler, sir. So now he's separate? I'm going to tell you, man. You go to jail, but you better pray to God that you can spin yourself up out of this shit. Because you know, like I know, if Wack, you listening to this, if someone out there get this to him, I'm talking to you, Wack. You know like I know. You know. Oh, you know. Yeah. You go behind them bars, you're done. You'll be Whitey Bulger 2.0. If you don't know the story of Whitey Bulger, you need to go look that up, because that's who this dude is. He's the modern day Whitey Bulger. See, but he don't hate even Whitey Bulger wasn't scared to get his hands dirty. This nigga here, he get other minions to do it for him. So maybe he trying to be slicker and smarter than Whitey Bulger, but it's not gonna happen. You better pray to God that you slip through the cracks on this one. Cause if you don't, you know like I know, it's over. And you know what I'm talking about.
Offer to take some faith in you too, though.
He can offer to do all he want, and guess what happened?
What?
Wack don't stand behind that. When a motherfucker went to crash out, what did Wack say?
You said don't do that, Luce.
Don't do that, bro.
Just
Don't
less
do
than
that.
a minute left, y'all.
Hey, what you doing? That wasn't for me. That's
I'm gonna get off
whatever
after
you
this. I
doing.
can't
But
do this shit
my
right
team
now.
is. You seen them, right?
Yeah.
Did you see any of my team in the video?
Nah. And I don't think your
Did you see
team
any
is
of my
crash
team?
outs.
Why not?
Because you
My
instructed
team
them
ain't
to.
crash outs, bro. My team is of age. They mature, right? We're here to get home safely, bro. We not here to start no problems with no nigga.
Did you think he was a crash out personally? Maybe he's not part of your team, but he got into about several altercations.
No, I just thought he was a loot, bro. See, what y'all don't know, it's a bunch of shit on the internet y'all just ain't found.
He swung on Molly Mall, right? He got into a fight with a couple other dudes. Like the cowboy shit just happened. It looked like violence and loose cannon was definitely always in the same realm of vicinity. So
okay, but you got to remember, that's loose cannon, and that's what he do. That's who he is,
yeah,
right?
I'm not blaming you for that.
So, I can't tell him what not to do, right? If he's around me, right, and I see something, I can try to, be the voice of reason.
I hope y'all caught what he just said, though. If he do something in front of me, I could. He's trying to be very careful on what he's saying because he know what Akademiks is lining him up to do. See, that's why I say this is a great chess match between two suckers trying to outsucker each other. I could or I can, but you didn't, because at that no jumper incident, you step back and you let him go. You let him go to work. The only time that you said something is when he pulled that thing out. See, because he pulled that thing out, and if it would have accidentally popped off and you murdered that man, wasn't no backpedaling out of that. It wasn't no getting out of that, right? But it sound like y'all did y'all fuckery to the wrong people. And it seemed like they going all the way. And they are demanding that you be held accountable for your actions, sir. And you already gave everybody the play-by-play on how it happened. You can't stir that narrative. And Turtle sound like he got all that on recording ready to go whenever they need it.
But at the end of the day, bro, you not finna, me personally, if it's somebody that been around me for a long time, then I may intervene a little more. But I'm gonna keep it real with you, bro. If a nigga waving certain shit and I got a 5-month history with you, nigga, I'm not running up on you, bro, when your temperament is high. I'm not doing it, homie.
Yeah. Hey.
Sorry.
Let me ask this question.
But you say that was the end of that clip, man. Yeah, but you say you his handler. You only his handler until the shit get heavy. When the shit get heavy, you only know him for 5 months, so I ain't getting involved with anything under 5 months. Like y'all was in a relationship or something. Hey, Steffi Weffy. It's your beautiful self. How you doing, Queen? Everybody flirt with her. Man, she's so adorable. You don't even know. How you doing, Queen? But yeah, man, listen, man. I'm going to get up off of here, man, because this shit right here, I got to get my, what up, Muddy? What up, sir? I'll be wanting to punch some shit. I ain't going to hold you. You know what I'm saying? Because I just know, like, I just know that these dudes here, if they was in Big U presence, they wouldn't be half as loud and ignorant as they act on this internet, man. And I know it. It's just suckers, man. It's just, damn, I hate that these suckers, man, be in these type of positions, man. They didn't give a damn, but man, listen. Free Big U. Free the real. Salute to the real. Blessings to all of y'all and y'all families. You know. Keep yourselves around positive people, man. Not toxic ass people, man. These type of people. People you can't trust, you know. People who lie, look in your face and just lie to you, can't be honest with you. Only tell you what you want to hear. Echo chamber ass people. Stay away from them type of people, man. You know. Fuck, man, I'm gonna keep it real, man. Ain't nothing wrong with being solo bolo. You and your girl, you and your man, you and your whatever. Your animal, your cat, your dog, your fish, whatever. And just ride off in the sunset, because it ain't worth it, man. I'll be going home, man. I'll be going to Cali the middle of this month or the end of next month. This month. I think I'm gonna do it this month. But then I'll be back out there in July. But yeah, I'm gonna get up off of here, man. I can't do this content shit, man. Not today. Cause this shit here just, I just can't believe this shit. Yeah, I can't believe this shit. This is crazy to me. That dude, man, them dudes are some real suckers, man. It look like, man, Luce might not be getting out after all, man. Slide on over there to SBGB. Am I saying it? I always say it, but SBGBT, yeah. Slide on over there to him, man. He got Loose Cannon's paperwork. Salute to him and his channel, man, and his growth and what he's doing, man. Yesterday was yesterday, today's today. Life is too short to be going back and forth with one another, and we don't know one another. We say we all on the same accord. Shit ain't worth it, man. It ain't worth it. So slide on over there, man. Show him some support. Is Don Mukiwe Conversations, are they still going? Because if so, then slide to both and show them some love. Just keep the movement going, you know. But get caught up on Loose Cannon's paperwork and what's going on with him, because, you know, everybody need to know what we dealing with. We got to get ourselves educated, man, not just for us, man, but for our babies. You know, straight up. Buddy, I'm out, bro. Salute to you, man, again. Steffi Weffy. Salute to you, Queen Sherm. Salute to you. Always, my man, D Twins. Always, Michael Hawkins. Man, what happened to Hector? I ain't seen Hector. Oh, I haven't went live, though, so, yeah. Yeah, yesterday prices, damn show ain't today's prices. That's for sure. That's for sure. Yesterday's price ain't today's price, people. Straight up. Savage Astro, salute to you. I hate when I miss somebody's name, man. I really do. Let me scroll, man. Y'all don't even know. Like, I be kicking myself. Phoenix, Phoenix 44, salute to you. Phoenix J from District 13. That's my girl right there, man. Salute to the entire District 13 movement. Y'all don't even know. I'll get off of this bitch. Then like 10, 15 minutes later, I'll get to thinking like, damn, forgot to say what's the name. Probably don't even think I really fuck with him. She be killing me. Who else on here? Jay, I seen Jay. Where's Jay? Jay Williams, salute. I hate when I miss a name. I do. I think that's everybody. And I hate having to say all the motherfucking time. Yo. All right, I think I got everybody. You know what I'm saying? Savage Astro with the building. All right, man, I'm gonna let y'all go, man, so y'all can go slide and support the real, man. Go support both of those brothers, man, and they channels, man, and everything that they doing and all that good stuff, man. So, you know what I'm saying? Let me see. I got to do this right, though. There it go. Let me do this and do what I do. What I'm saying, what I'm doing, what I'm doing, I'm doing, what I'm saying, what I'm saying. Let's get it. You know what I'm talking about? Debbie, tell us what we got to do when we talking to these niggas like we James Brown. You know what I'm saying?
I'm just going to keep my mouth shut.
Nah, we going to let Wack take us out.
But then again, you know how the feds work. We don't care how many chickens or turkeys you pass out. Yeah. We don't care how many book bags you done passed out. What we care about is these wiretaps. We care about these confidential informants. And we care about your actions within the means of the law.
Ooh, that didn't age well. Let's go.